So now the question is going to be, so obviously it's better for Utah if they can be a state, and the US government doesn't want them to be. What are some of the requirements to become a state? So there are three major requirements to become a state. One, you have to have enough people. And in the 1800s, they set that as 60,000. That we're not going to make a whole state if you're just a small bunch of people. Could you imagine like 100 people get together and they go, we want to be a state right here? So no, it has to be a large enough place with enough people. There has to be enough like organization, experience, and leadership to show that it's worthy of being a state. Now in 1849, their first problem is they weren't even part of the US. Like, you can't become a state if you haven't really even been a territory, is kind of the trend of the time period. And they weren't even a territory. They thought they should be because the US gets um, Utah from Mexico with the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo in 1848, but they hadn't like worked out the kinks in the organization. So when they first apply for statehood, they're like, wait a minute, you're not even like really US yet. So they're like, okay, we'll wait, we'll come back. And then in 1856 and 1862, they applied, but there was two issues. One is this population issue. They didn't really have enough people at the time to meet the 60,000. The census had recorded that they only have 40,000. And then two is this issue of slavery. The US had to be really careful at this time when they let in new states because everybody was getting upset over the slavery issue. Like, if we have a new free state, if we have a new slave state, how's that going to upset the balance of power in our national government and Congress and so 1862 and 1856, they're a really sensitive time because of the slavery issue. So those were two issues. So really three issues, including the first one, that their statehood got rejected. Is one, it's like at first they weren't even part of the US. Then it's like, well, you don't have enough people, and we're kind of trying to be careful about this slavery balance. So wait. And then we're going to talk about later why they were still getting rejected. And so I want you to actually make a prediction too on this next Nearpod segment. So you're going to be reviewing this, but then also like, why do you think they're going to get rejected in the next bit if they're going to have enough population and they're going to have enough organization and the slavery issue is going to be over?